Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome. Yeah, that's an inside joke. Sorry. Well, welcome to the Raw CONVO.
Okay.
This is horrible.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we started.
Okay, we have to explain why we're just dying laughing. Oh my goodness. This should be an outtake, but you can't fix it because we're live.
Okay.
We're live Facebook, live Instagram. Oh my goodness.
Before we started.
That's my makeup.
Jim was telling me that on the recap of all the other shows.
Oh wait, I don't think this is going. Hold on, sorry.
Okay.
For some reason.
Hold on.
There we go.
Oh, you
Oh yeah. I guess we weren't live on Instagram. There we go now.
There you go. Hi Facebook. So hi Instagram.
Yeah.
So before we started, Jim said on all of our other shows we're too lively when we very first started.
No, I didn't say we're too lively. It was. We start each one with a long, big, giant hello. Like it's like hello, with echoes and all that and reverberation and all that. So So like okay, so we said let's not do that.
Right.
And so they were like, well, how are we gonna get started? We're gonna start. We didn't know what we were doing.
We just completely started I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello. Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome. Good. We just used up 2 minutes of our time.
Welcome to the Raw Convo with the Real Sherry Condo.
The Real Sherry Condo.
And to the gym.
That's right. And this is our weekly time coming together where we just talk all things entrepreneurial, building your business, and just the different aspects of that, and let's take in life to the next level. So
there we go.
All right.
That was a lot.
Wow.
That's good.
That's pretty good, huh? All right. So it's normally in the afternoon.
Middle of the day. So
it's water intake.
Vodka it is.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, water.
Yeah.
Vodka.
Yeah. We normally in the mornings you'll find us with coffee or tea or something of that nature. So. But afternoons, it's time for the water intake.
All right.
All right.
Good.
All right. So tell them where they can find us.
Take a look at us on YouTube at The Real Sherry Condo and The Real Sherry Condo on all platforms, actually. So Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And Instagram is building. I'm so excited about that. And YouTube just needs to catch up a little.
Yeah.
So go check us out, subscribe so that you're told when we have our newest recordings.
Yeah.
And
resources and all the things that we're offering there. So
more and more is coming all the time.
Right. So subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we welcome you to join us, and we thank you for joining us, and have a good time with us.
Yep.
That's good.
All right. So today we want to talk a little bit about really the topic is finish it.
Finish it.
And so. I know we've kind of covered a little bit of this in the past. There's in some of the other topics we've talked about previously, but like I still got tears coming down my eyes because that was funny. All right, so finish it, and we were watching the Super Bowl. We're not going to actually do the quote right now yet. Okay, but we're watching the Super Bowl, and during the Super Bowl at the very end. They were just like, let's finish the game, let's finish it, etc. And it's they were really pushing. The Chiefs were, talking it up and really, wanting to finish the game the way they're supposed to, not just rest on the fact that they were ahead, and because the other team could have caught up. So I want to talk a little bit about finishing it, about making that extra little push, about not stopping. You're so close to the end, and so what is we were kind of talking about this, and you had a situation or a thing about when you work out.
Yeah, so I feel like we went forward, so
I'm
a little lost.
Well, let's talk about where the working out. We're all over the place today because of the way we started. So. All right.
We're never doing that again. It's going to be a party when we start from now on, so that we don't get lost. Anyway, okay, so this is what happens. I go to the gym 4 days a week, and I run first. And there's just days that I don't want to finish. I don't want to keep running, right? So I've caught myself, I've talked about this before, but I've caught myself making an excuse to myself why I think, I just don't want to, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to stop running. I've already gone a mile. I'm good. And so I'm making this excuse to myself, which seems weird all by itself when I say it out loud. And
yeah.
as if I have to tell myself, like, wow, my knee hurts, so I don't want to, let's just stop. We could just stop right here. Right. And so what I started realizing was that, as silly as it is, yes, I'm making an excuse to myself, but telling myself that it's not that you can't finish, because you could, it's that you don't want to. And so if you're going to quit, you have to admit that you just don't want to. That it's not I can't, it's that I didn't want to.
Right.
And so that kind of, as crazy as it is, anybody who talks to themselves, if anyone else gets into these deep conversations with yourself, and you're in your own head, that it has crossed other lines too, where I've caught myself, saying to myself, like, I can't do it, or it's not a good time, or whatever. Right. And then having to tell myself that's not a good reason. You have to own it. It's just
an excuse.
Right. You have to own why you're quitting.
Right.
And say it out loud to yourself. Yeah. That it's not that you can't, it's that you don't want to. And then why don't you want to? And I'm challenging myself. I feel like I'm making myself better by admitting and not accepting my own excuse, my own negotiations with myself as to why I'm not just moving forward, or I'm not getting better, or I'm not finishing something, or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, I think that, and I love the way you put that, you negotiate with yourself. Right? Well, I could, I'll do it later. I've already started, and I'm on my way, but, it's almost happy hour, so we're gonna wrap it up, or everybody's going out, or whatever. If you're in an office or something like that, or whatever it is that you negotiate with yourself to procrastinate, or you'll do it later, and so then you don't finish it. Right. One of my mentors, long time ago, in business, he said, you don't quit when you're tired. You don't quit just because you think you're ahead.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right? You quit, or you're done when you're done, not when you're tired.
Right.
And so it is the idea of finishing it no matter what. You give 100%.
Yeah.
You give.
Yeah.
And there's systems, there's ways to do that, right? You could, if you set yourself up, you do, as an example, if you're cold calling as part of your business model, or whatever it is, you do something for an hour, take a 10-minute break. Do something for an hour, take a 10-minute break. Whatever, right? So on the workout idea, so as an example, what might be something, like a system, like in working out?
So I set a timer.
Yeah.
I set a timer for 1 minute. Well, so my run, I just run, and I do use a program, so it's coaching you on begin running, begin walking. You're halfway done. You have 1 minute left, and so on. So that I just listen to. But when I get done running, then I go do some weights. I do kind of a circuit of weight things that I've incorporated in, and I set a timer for 1 minute, 5 seconds. 5 seconds to get myself in position, and 1 minute to do whatever the action is for a full 1 minute. And I don't look at my timer. It's on my arm, so it's timing away. I can't see it. I'm just doing the action for the full minute. And then when that's done, go to the next action. Turn the timer on, go. And so that helps me. That helps me to stay in a rhythm. And not to quit until the timer goes off.
Right.
And there have certainly been times when I thought, maybe I didn't even turn the timer on. So I look over, I'm like, no, girl, you're just pooping out. The timer's on. It has not been a full minute, and you are quitting.
You're just tired.
And so, this has just expanded my thinking in paying attention to other times I do the same thing.
Right.
Not just in my workout, but this is how we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I as we were kind of prepping for today, and we were talking, I brought back the memory of a statistic I read a long time ago, a number of years ago, from the NFL, and the statistic was about running backs, and that the top running backs, the difference between the top running back in the league and the median running back, the distance of how far they carried the ball was only 6 inches, right? So they carried it, the top running backs, only carried 6 inches further than the median, but that's what made them the top.
Got it.
And
such a small amount.
But what made them better? What made them the top? And I don't know for sure. I don't know. Maybe they had a better teammates helping them, or there's a lot of factors. But I have to believe that part of it also was that the top running backs had that mentality of finishing it. Mm-hmm. Right? So when they're getting tackled, or when they're about to get hit or whatever, there's something about them that enables them to just push and finish it.
That much more.
Much more.
Sure.
And that's what makes them the top running backs.
Got it.
And so they have that mentality of finishing it each and every down, each and every time they carry that ball.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
So speaking of football, all right. So talk to us about that.
Well, you started with it.
I know.
So I feel like we're upside down.
I know. Well, let's go back to it.
Okay.
All right,
so in the words of the wise scholar Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
As he was during the game, right at the end, there was 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes left, right? And the other team would have need three scores to catch up at that point. And so in 2 minutes, that probably wasn't even going to be possible. So the Chiefs were already celebrating.
Right. Most of his teammates on the sidelines
they were on the sidelines celebrating that they had just won the Super Bowl. And he came through. There's a camera person there, but he came through to all of them, and he was yelling, "Finish the game. Finish the game." It still had 2 minutes left. They still had to go out, hike the ball, take a knee, waste time. All the things that they do for that period of time.
Right.
And they still had to do those things. And so that was, I thought that was really great. So on one hand, you can negotiate with yourself to quit. And on another hand, you can begin celebrating too early.
Right.
And without having finished. And when we celebrate too early, we are... I equivalent to being kind of out to recess before the work is done.
Yeah.
And once you are celebrating, your mind is not there anymore.
Right.
So before you start celebrating too early, make sure that you have completed the full task so that the celebration is warranted, and it is worthy of, you are worthy of the celebration, that you don't have to now come back, get your head back in the game, get going again because you've celebrated. So
that's good. That's so good. Yeah.
So don't quit. Don't negotiate with yourself to quit.
Yeah.
Stay in it, and then don't celebrate too early.
That's so good.
That's it.
So good. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for laughing with us early on.
Yes, that's right. Hopefully you laugh too, or just didn't think we were too crazy.
If not, go back and see it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, again, make sure you check us out on YouTube and subscribe to our channel and Instagram, Facebook. Good to see all of you on there and joining us and being a part of our community. Be blessed. Have an incredible week.
Talk soon.
And we'll talk to y'all soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.